spent a lot of time talking about getting to trust on that customer satisfaction pyramid. And it began with an exceptional customer service experience. Add to that fixed right first time and we get to trust, right? But we haven't talked about fixed right first time yet. We said earlier that sometimes you can just get to trust with fixed right first time. Some customers don't worry about the experience. But you can never get to trust without fixed right first time. It can make or break the entire experience for the customer. You can do everything right, from scheduling the appointment to the greeting to the write-up to the diagnosis and the upsell and the repair and the delivery. And if they drive off your lot and the problem still exists, you just blew up the whole experience for the customer, didn't you? So let's talk about what's involved with fixed right first time. Let's talk about whose responsibility it is to fix each vehicle right the first time. Now, it sounds like it's a technician's responsibility, right? Because fixed, well, they fix cars. Right, they should do it right. The first time sounds like it's just a repair thing. Well, I maintain that fixed right first time is the responsibility of everybody in your organization who engages the customer or engages the vehicle. Everybody's responsibility is fixed right first time. Specifically, what is the service writer's responsibility to fix right first time? Well, you begin the entire process, right? The work you do here at the counter allows the technician to do the best job possible. Your responsibility to fix right first time is communication with the customer and communication with the technician. Gathering the appropriate information from the customer, making sure that you have the full picture of what's going on, the full picture of what the customer's concern is before that customer leaves, so that the technician can do their job. Now, how you gather that information, whether you do it verbally, whether you do it in written form, whether you do it over the phone, that doesn't necessarily matter a whole lot to me as long as it's done appropriately. It's part of your customer engagement right here at the counter or on the phone. Use what tools you have available to your organization to make sure that goes as well as it possibly can. Use the customer problem analysis sheet. Fill it out with the customer. Fill it out with the customer over the phone. Have the customer fill it out if you're dealing with somebody else. Gather as much information as possible. Take that customer problem analysis sheet, whatever one you decide to use, and ask your technicians, is there something on there that they would like to see changed? Is there additional information they would like included on it that would help them, maybe in your market? And modify it based on what they want. Because it's about getting the technicians the appropriate information so they can make an accurate diagnosis. Whether it's just writing it down on the repair order, that's okay too. But use your tools to gather that information. A really, really important tool, not to ever be overlooked, is a test drive with a customer. Whether you do the test drive yourself or whether you ask one of your technicians to do the test drive, that customer drives their vehicle every single day. They know how to make that problem manifest itself. See, you and I and the customer all drive differently. We could jump in one another's cars and it won't behave the same as when you're driving it or I'm driving it or they're driving it. Test drive with the customer. Doesn't matter to me personally whether you do it or whether the technician does it. Many service writers prefer the technician doing it because they know the questions to ask and they may know what they're looking for. But somebody should test drive with the customer. Do you have to do it all the time? No, you don't. You don't have to fill the customer problem analysis sheet all the time. All you got to do is pick the proper occasions in which to fill out the customer problem analysis sheet or go for a test drive. Do it for noise concerns. Do it for drivability concerns. Do it for vibration concerns. Or second repair attempts. And heaven forbid, definitely do it for third repair attempts. Okay, so test drive and gathering information is an absolute critical function of yours related to fixed right first time. Keep that in mind. Now, what's the technician's responsibility to fixed right first time? Yes, they have the major burden when it comes to fixed right first time. And there are significant expectations for technicians related to fixed right first time. The first expectation is that they confirm the customer's complaint. They are taught from day one, you do not do anything. No repair attempts, no parts on the vehicle, nothing, if you can't confirm the customer's complaint. I ask them in the training classes I conduct, please do what you have to do to confirm the customer's complaint. That includes asking you, the service writer, questions if they don't have enough information. That includes test driving with the customer if necessary. It may include calling the actual vehicle driver on the phone in case that wasn't the person that dropped it off. Confirm the customer's concern is top priority for technicians. Now, after that, I expect them to develop and maintain the appropriate skill set to diagnose and repair today's modern vehicles. Certainly, it's up to your organization to help provide them some technical training, to make the time available for them to do it, to maybe make the financial resources available to do it. But technicians will never learn enough in technical training classes to stay up to date. They've got to read, they've got to talk to other technicians, they've got to belong to technician networks. It's up to them to maintain the appropriate skill set to diagnose and repair today's vehicles. They also are expected to maintain their diagnostic equipment in an appropriate manner so that they get good results when they're using it. Bad results equal bad diagnosis. Assuming they do all that, they're expected to properly execute the repair. And part of proper repair execution is test driving to confirm the repair. They should always test drive the vehicle, especially with check engine lights. Here's a really, really important piece of information for all service writers, something that you here at the counter need to know. Have you ever had a customer leave your shop because you performed a repair? Say you performed an O2 sensor repair. You replaced an O2 sensor on a customer's vehicle due to a check engine light. And that customer was gone for 3, 4, 5, 10 days, and the next thing you know, they're coming back through that door, and they're now a disgruntled customer because that check engine light is still on. Well, let me explain this real quick. Something the technicians know that you need to know. That O2 sensor that tripped the check engine light also, at the same time, blocked a whole bunch of other tests from being run because the O2 sensor is used in a number of tests. Well, if the tester is bad, as in the O2 sensor is bad, no sense in running the other tests because you'll get bad results, right? Now, if that customer drove that vehicle for an extended period of time with the check engine light on and all these tests being blocked from running, as soon as you execute the proper diagnosis and repair on the O2 sensor, but didn't test drive the car in an appropriate manner, the customer takes their vehicle, they execute the proper test drive according to the check engine light, and all of a sudden all these other tests can run. And when these other tests run, because the O2 sensor is now good, they find other problems. They turn the check engine light back on. That's something that your customer should understand. When it comes to mill-on diagnosis, A, the technician should test drive the vehicle in an appropriate manner to make all these tests run so that they are assured that they find all the problems. I would rather have the technician tell me that the check engine light came back on a test drive than have the customer come back in and tell me the check engine light came back on. If the test drive doesn't show anything, you still need to inform the customer that this is the way the system works. There is a chance, because that light was on for so long, and now that you've repaired part of that system, that the other tests are going to run, and they might find other problems. So the technician's responsibility and your responsibilities overlap when it comes to fixed right first time. But the bookends of the whole process are the test drives. Understanding the customer complaint and verifying the repair. If you can do those consistently and make everything else happen in between, the information gathering and the technician's skill set with due diligence, your fixed right first time is going to be tremendous. And you will get to the top of that pyramid, the trust portion of the pyramid, which will allow us to increase revenues, increase profitability, and increase our customer satisfaction. Something to think about. In the next segment, we're going to talk about even if you do everything right, you still get some disgruntled, unhappy customers, and we'll discuss how to handle that. Stay tuned.